I've been finding days of late have been pretty challenging on things I thought were fairly basic, like just doing the thing. Waking up. And I realize that might come across as being pretty elitist. What's wrong with you? You've got 2 arms and legs? Which caused me to ask, why? Why don't we want to do Jack? Sorry, Jack, you won't get done today. Like it or not, we are pleasure junkies. We want it now, we want more of it, and we want it to keep on coming. But pleasure is so short-lived. It's like that time I bought a yacht. It was fun for about 5 minutes whilst I had it, and then I wanted something else. I didn't actually buy the yacht. I stole it. My point is, we're likely to hit a wall at some point in the pursuit of something, especially when that thing takes about 10 years or an unknown length of time before we actually hit it. Or there's no guarantee of success. That idea about starting a podcast was great until you actually started getting into it, realized that's a ton of work, that you have no team, and that well of enthusiasm diminishes as quickly as it came because everything feels so hard. Ideas feel great, but we also live in the real world as well.
But I just want to live in my inside world.
We have to deal with actual, stupid real life. And moods are a real thing. You're not always going to feel like doing things. To expect yourself to be super excited about every aspect of whatever you're going to do or face each day is kind of setting yourself up for failure from the start. And that's silly. Don't be silly. So what do we do about it, Gemma? So what if we changed our expectations about pleasure and started telling ourselves that the effort is the good stuff? And it's not about getting the goal, although that's good. And we don't want to not have any. But the thing about goals is once you hit them, your brain is already on to the next goal. Bear with me as I need to nerd out now, one of my favorite neuroscientists.
Most of our dopamine release is not from achieving goals. It's actually released when we are en route to our goals, when we're in pursuit of our goals, and we think we're on the right path.
So what can we do? Do something for 10 minutes. That's it. Before your brain starts to say,
But I don't want to do it.
just say, okay, I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. And I mean actual 10 minutes, not that's not doing it for 10 minutes, that's doing it for 10 seconds and spending the rest as filler. I mean clear all your distractions, put your phone in a safe if you have to, close all of the tabs in your browser, including that one. The Turbo Lawnmower 3000 can wait. And if you're like me, you actually need to turn off the music. It doesn't help you concentrate at all. I'm gonna listen to some music, it'll help me study. It's the start that takes the most effort, like the rocket that goes to space, getting it off the damn ground, that traction, that resistance to overcome. That is going to be the hardest thing. So you want to make overcoming that resistance something really winnable. So making it a winnable target, as you're making that move towards starting, say to yourself, this is how the good stuff happens. This is the reward process. This is the lever to keep pressing for the cheese. This is the cheese. Also, a good way to snap out of the mood, cleaning. I know, freak, but don't knock it before you try it. Go on, try it. Clean 1 square meter of your room, of your space, half a drawer if you need to. Clean it with those obnoxious Alco wipes they keep slapping in your face at work, assuming that you're diseased. Clean your keyboard maybe. For me, my mood is instantly boosted. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I can shut my mind off and just think about keyboard jam. I can appreciate the shiny new space and feel as though I have some element of control in this wacky universe. But doing small things is not actually small. The chemical cascade that's happening in your brain and body in a positive direction, gaining momentum, cannot be underestimated, especially on those difficult days. Try cleaning. Secondly, we may have stopped believing in the thing that we're doing or have forgotten the reason why. Losing your why. How do we put our why back on? And why did they come off in the first place? We grew up and killed our inner child. Maybe we've just outgrown the thing that we thought we should be doing. Or the thing turned out to be way different from how you thought it would be at the outset. Catfished by life. Shout out to Kevin for mentioning Simon Sinek, who I promptly rabbit holed again and thoroughly enjoyed it. Simon's the why guy. Why, guy? Although the book seems largely aimed at businesses, there's a helpful little tool for reminding yourself, is this worth suffering through? It's super helpful to know why you're doing something other than for the money. If you don't have any real meaningful need to do something, you're not going to do it, unless you're desperate for money. And you really won't feel rewarded when the task is done, unless your life means money. My why for this channel, let's break it down so we can pick it apart as an example, and it also helps illustrate the academic stuff. First of all, for this channel, I'm not doing it for the money. Well, that's probably a good thing because I'm not earning any. I'm not even monetized. Although YouTube thinks my content must be okay because they're running ads across it, which I only discovered about 2 months ago. So sorry anyone who's thinking, Gemma's a sellout, why is she putting so many ads on her YouTube channel? It's not me, I don't get a cut from it at all. But that's really promising because what that is showing is YouTube thinks that what I have to offer is valuable to people, which does light me up. That is what motivates me. That's what makes me happy. At first, I didn't really have any clearly written reasons as to why I was starting the channel. I was more or less thinking, I just want to create stuff that makes me happy and hopefully it helps somebody else. But I had to take a step back because I soon realized it's a ton of work just making a 10-minute video. So I needed a how, why, and what. And I can always go back on my answers and tweak them if necessary. So currently, why channel? Because I want to contribute in a positive, useful, and fun way on the internet that also sparks my joy and curiosity. How? By sharing my adventures and documenting my attempts at improving my life and what I'm learning in a don't take things so seriously fashion. What? Unfussy videos. What you see is what you get. There's really no filter. I don't even do color grading. I don't even know how to do color grading. I think we can often make decisions based on the reverse. We think of the what first and then the why afterwards. And then you get stuck on the what. We think, I need to know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? Oh no. And then we don't start. So take some time to think about and write down some possible why statements. They don't have to be perfect. In fact, it's better that they're not perfect because you're just brain dumping and filtering and getting some clarity as you're doing the writing process. I find the process of writing actually helps me discover new ideas. Again, just start. Don't overthink it like I usually do. Just start. Just do it for 10 minutes. And by writing, you might actually discover, I don't want to keep doing this thing that I've been doing anymore. And that's a good thing. My ultimate fail-safe is lower the bar to the absolute simple. Your job today, upon waking, is to appreciate one thing. That is it. To enjoy one thing and to milk that appreciative thought for as long as possible. And by doing that today, you are heading in a better direction for tomorrow. You're setting yourself up to win, removing the shame and actually having a guilt-free experience as you're doing it. Or maybe the lower bar could be, I only need to focus on the very next step. That's it, not the whole picture, because overwhelm, like my videos, there's a whole set of things I need to do before a video gets created. Scripting stage, intro, useful points that might actually help someone out. Outro, then filming, editing, thumbnails, title, description, publish, respond to comments. There's a whole set of things I need to do, but if I focused on everything that I need to do for a video, I probably wouldn't start because I think, is this useful? Is this going to help anyone? Does anyone care? So I focus on one little aspect at a time. So it might be script. And sometimes it's just script and intro, or script and possible topics, or script and what have I learned today? Because often I just won't take action if I think the whole thing's just too big to deal with and I just shelve it, which is what you don't want to do. And finally, perfectionism. Oh, yeah. Often perfectionism can come from being worried that people won't like the thing you did, or that the thing you did won't do as well as how it did inside your head. The number of times that I thought of not posting some of my videos, most of my videos, almost every time. And I tell myself, done is better than perfect. Just put it up there. I mean, 80% is probably the mark that I aim for. It's done, it's good enough, get it up there, because the more I tweak, because the 80% is only according to my standards inside my head. Whereas to someone else it can look 99% done and somebody else it can look 10% done. But it's really a subjective thing. If you're looking for something to be perfect so much, you can either work hard on it forever and never actually finish it because you're constantly improving it and picking holes and finding things to redo. Or you never start it because you let it live perfectly inside your brain where nobody can criticize it. Either way, nothing ever gets done or gets out there, and you have all of the perfect reasons and excuses why. So I often give myself a timer to get things done. Things like by the end of the day or by the end of the week. Makes it really helpful. Light that fire under my butt without being overwhelming, because it means you keep it simple and you give yourself enough time. But not too much time, because otherwise you'll give yourself Parkinson's. Law. Work expands to fill the time allotted to its completion. 80% is good enough for most things. Done is better than perfect. You're not a brain surgeon. And if you are, you should probably give a huge discount and make sure you have insurance. So cut the cable to perfect. Look at my videos and fluffs as an example. I've forgotten to include credits to things I've mentioned. I've forgotten to include links. I have shot out of focus. Sometimes I edited things out so much that some statements didn't even make sense. All shot in the professional home studio that is whatever accommodation I'm currently in. I don't even filter my footage. It's all raw, coming out of the camera. Coming out of the phone. Don't even have a camera. There's only so much one person can do, and if I tried being all things to all people, then I definitely wouldn't start. So here's to that little step for you and for me, and let's go do a thing. It's nice outside. Weather. Looks good.